Welcome to Yes Have Some podcast. My name is Craig Goldberg. I'm here with Jacob Walsh and Abigail Gardner. What's up, guys?
What's up, y'all?
How's it going?
Good. We've got a special guest. We're not going to beat around the bush. We're just going to get to this star of Ghostbusters Afterlife, taking the world by storm. #1 movie in the world. I love this. Logan Kim, you play podcast. You're on the podcast. This feels like fate. How are you, man?
Oh man, I'm doing so well. I'm happy to be here, and my mom's talked about you guys, so it's great to finally meet you.
Let's get to the bottom of this. We met your parents at the world premiere. They were super nice. We met your whole family. Met your brother. By the way, is your brother? How's he doing? Because I remember one time my brother got nominated to homecoming court, and I was so mad. So what's it like when you're in Ghostbusters? Are you and your brother? Are you guys having a falling out, or is everything okay?
Oh, we're great, man.
Good.
We play games together still. He likes to pick on me sometimes. It's okay. At least we're not killing each other. It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. We've wanted to, I think it was Ghostbusters Day this year when we the big reveal when we finally found out the character's name was Podcast. And, we were just blown away with that tribute. And no,
we assumed it was because of us.
Yeah, it was just because of us.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
But man, first of all, congratulations. I know it had to be a killer waiting the last 2 years. I kind of want to start there. You guys finished filming in 2019 in the fall. Then all the delays started happening. What was it like for you having to kind of deal with, this is your first major movie. I'm sure you're, excited and ready to get it out there and like get your career going, and then everything comes to a grinding halt. So if you could just talk about that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kept getting delayed over and over again. And each time, we were really bummed about it. And, we weren't sure when the movie was going to come out. COVID really just stopped everything, and it halted all of the audition process and everything. So when we realized, the final is definitely probably going to be November, we were really happy about it. And every time they delayed it, I understood why. You don't want to have people getting sick and stuff. So I wasn't too mad about it. And I thought, the trailers were coming out too, so people could still see a little bit of Ghostbusters. It was a little bit of a bummer, but now that's out, it's, I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like you took
now
it
it's just cruising through a wheat field.
Yeah, exactly. And you took it better than we did, it seems like. Like there was a lot of tears.
We cried.
Yeah, it was
I went to therapy.
Jake, we had a lot of long conversations about how without this movie coming out, we had no meaning in our life. And we're glad it's finally here.
Well, glad it's finally here. Glad I think we've all seen this movie 5 times at this point.
For sure. Yeah.
How many times have you seen it?
Exactly 5 times as well.
Actually. Yeah, nice.
Okay, cool.
That's
all
the magic
same
number.
level. Yeah.
That's the magic number.
Sometimes cool people see it.
So Logan, I guess I want to skip ahead, but we got to go back. You've talked a lot about, you've done interviews. You've talked about the audition process. You had not done any acting other than this FedEx, corporate training video, which I'm waiting for that to surface. If you want to upload that at any time, that would be really great for the fans.
I don't even have it. I don't know where it went. I have no idea.
Do I have to apply to FedEx to see the video? They will.
Idea. Maybe you'll have to come to Texas, and I'm sure they'll have it.
Dude, yes.
Let's get it put on the DVD.
Undercover. Yeah.
That's a special feature. So you go through the audition process, you submit for this movie, you find out it's Ghostbusters. Can you talk a little bit about what is going through your mind as a young person who's literally your life is about to become very different than your peers and your family members? This is kind of like it's almost like an unrelatable, like none of us can relate to being cast in a movie. So what was your mindset like, and how do you deal with that as a kid? By the way, I just want to have a frame of reference. Are you 14? Is that how old you are?
I'm 14 now. Yeah.
Okay, so you're like probably 11 when this is all happening, something along those lines.
Like
gotcha.
Late 11.
Late 11. Cool. Note that. So yeah, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you process that?
Well, honestly, I'm going to tell you straight up, I had no idea how to process it. I grew up watching Ghostbusters. My mom always made sure I was cultured in movies. So I watched like Star Wars, and I watched Ghostbusters. I watched Jurassic Park. Terminators. And I remember just kind of like sitting there and thinking, wow, I got Ghostbusters. This is weird. And, now I have to actually film it. So
right.
A nerve-wracking experience because I've never been on a set before. So I just had tons of butterflies in my stomach right when I found out I got it. So me and my family were actually running around our house in the living room, just screaming and yelling and super excited.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm wondering how you so chill and like if you could teach me to be that confident on it. Apparently you like crushed it from everything that we've heard Jason Reitman saying and like Celeste O'Connor and all your your co-actors there were like all talking about how great you are and how like you had such composure.
That's so nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. How'd you do it?
Oh, well, just for a little background reference, I did 8 years of dance. So
okay.
I did like tap, jazz, ballet, contemporary, hip hop. It was quite a bit. And so I've always been used to the stage and I've always loved it. And I got into theater at a place called Kids Who Care. It was like in Dallas. And I did a part for Smee in one of their plays. And it was like Peter Pan kind of thing. And
sweet.
It was a comedy role. And I love comedy. And so, having everybody laugh at what I was doing really made me super excited and I wanted more. So I did TV, film, and I started getting into that. And, having the dance experience, I was never really nervous. Now, I will say on the first day of shooting Ghostbusters, I was just shaking in my boots. The first hour was just.
What was the first thing you shot? What was the first scene you shot?
Oh, we were out in the fields and, McKenna, Phoebe, she shoots the cans that were there. First day, we were like literally blowing stuff up. It was
I love it.
The pyrotechnics and stuff like that. So after the first hour, I pretty much got used to it. And then I started getting into podcast a lot more. And I kind of just enjoyed all of it.
Yeah. I think that dancing background, I'm glad you mentioned that. I didn't know that. And I can understand that gives you that you've been up there before, but it's a little bit different what you're doing.
Exactly.
But kudos to you just for keeping it cool. I find Jason Reitman to be intimidating and everyone there.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine, like, it's not even just that. It's like your first movie, you get onto the set, you're doing this film. And not only is it Ghostbusters, but it's like, there's Bill Murray's there at some point and Dan Aykroyd is there and Ivan Reitman's walking around. And like, I just can't imagine what that is like in any world, any less like an 11-year-old kid.
Exactly.
Right.
And now you got a toy. Dude, you got a toy that's not
action figure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're behind me. I've got
Let me see.
So we've got we've got the Plasma Series figure right here, covered in marshmallow. Now you have 2 action figures so far, and you've got Funko.
Yeah.
You got a Funko Pop coming. So this is you're ahead of the game in action figures, and we got to talk toys at some point, but we'll get there. So you mentioned comedy, right? The thing that strikes me about you and the way you play this character in this movie is there is a confidence and almost a subtlety into the way you deliver these lines, and it's really easy. We're all huge movie fans. We watch a lot of movies. We grew up in the era where films like this were made, famous.
Right.
E.T., Goonies, etc.
Spielberg stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the Spielberg ambulance stuff. And what struck me specifically about you and the way you played the character was it harkened back to the way those characters were portrayed, where it's like, yeah, this is a kid, but he might have an apartment and live on his own. We don't know.
Yeah.
He's got
it's like he's cooler than you. Yes.
You don't see my parents at all in the movie. So
no, or mention them. Or there's a funny part where when Paul Rudd brings where Mr. Gruberson brings you and Phoebe back to the house, and Carrie Coon Callie says, "Oh, you brought them home. Like you're already just part of the new family. Like you're just
exactly." I was like, "Oh man, that's such a funny line." I remember being on set. That was actually the whole house. They just built it from the ground up, and so being there was such a creepy house. I loved it.
Yeah, that was.
I can't imagine.
Oh, yeah. It was weird to be there. but
Yeah.
did not feel like I should be there at all.
Right. Just out of body.
Yeah.
That's
Not
basically
normal.
anywhere we go, we're like, should we be here? So, but just getting back to your character and the subtlety and the delivery of your lines, I've seen you in a couple of interviews talk about how you're a big comedy fan. So like what comedy movies or, comedians or comedic actors have you been watching in your life to pull inspiration from? Because I'm telling you kill it in this performance, and it doesn't just come. I don't think it comes from, nowhere. I think you've been studying.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love Jackie Chan movies. So like all the physical comedy that he's always done.
Okay.
And he's been one of my idols that I've always held dear to my heart. And he worked so hard in Hollywood and all of his movies.
Yeah.
And I love watching him. And, sometimes I just like turn on just random stand-up, like anything I find on YouTube. And I look at it and I find a way what I want to do. And, part of this comes from my mom and dad. My dad and my mom have different kind of humor styles, senses.
Yeah.
So I kind of just channel that together. And I try to find out what would be realistic, but still kind of out there and funny. So I always wanted to find the happy medium. And I've always enjoyed just movies in general. Comedies have always been my favorite. You got like people like Jim Carrey, for example. He's always got his physical comedy. And so I was like, I kind of want to be a comedian. So I always watch those movies and I was always in awe watching them. And I think being in a movie now and being in comedy kind of, I still can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe it either. I'm
It's
like,
proof that hard work and like if you follow your passion and are dedicated to it, it pays off. Definitely.
For sure. Now, Logan, you talked about like how you watched Ghostbusters. You were shown the movies, hopefully Ghostbusters 1 and 2, because we're huge Ghostbusters 2 fans and it needs to get more love. But when you're taking in those movies and then you get cast in Ghostbusters, do you have any awareness of like the fandom side of it? Like the Star Wars level fandom of Ghostbusters and like the anticipation for this specific...
Did you know you'd be getting patches and coins and bracelets from
He's asking, have you been warned about this?
Yeah. Did they warn you?
At all.
Oh,
I
weird.
had no idea
Yeah.
how huge the fandom was. Of course, I know, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd's in this film, which are huge comedies, and they've always been in movies and stuff. And, I knew there was going to be a lot of fans, but I wasn't expecting this many. I was just stoked to see how many people actually showed up at the premiere in their Ghostbusters suits, and it was really cool to see. And you know what? Another thing on that, the comedy thing that you asked me about, I just remembered. I watched Blues Brothers, and I always watch Bill Murray movies. I love stuff like that. I love that stuff. I always watch that.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I was exposed to those movies at a really young age, probably some of them too young. Like, I don't know if you've seen Stripes yet.
Mom watched that. I think I'm gonna watch that soon. Yeah.
There's some stuff in there. I mean, it's an adult movie. Of course, my parents let me watch it when I was 4 or whatever. And the first time I met Ivan Reitman, I told him about that, and he just kind of gave me a look like, yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or whatever. But my parents exposed me to great films early on. I think the difference is like those were movies that were like, I was born in 84, so that's the year Ghostbusters came out. So by time like the Ghostbusters the franchise was hitting a peak with the cartoon and the toys, I was 3 or 4, so I was just at that age where it became my existence.
Right.
So I'm speaking for all. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think I'm speaking for all 3 of us. So.
No, I'm
We're
the
all
same.
like
What
the
About
same
Bob
age.
was like my favorite movie growing up, and yeah, I feel like the fact that you were watching as a kid these movies that weren't dumbed down for kids, that were just like kind of adult humor for pretty much everyone across the board, that like almost set you up to do what you did in this movie in Ghostbusters Afterlife, to be like not the kind of kid that, or the character that is unrelatable. It's like you act and you speak and your timing and your jokes like all land in a really like thoughtful and like professional way. Like there's so
like
many
precise.
Yeah, rather than watching like, you know, a Nickelodeon or like some whatever show which I've watched those things. It's like you feel like a real kid who's talking and making jokes, and is actually, especially your friendship with Phoebe, which I do want to hit on because that stuff was like so special. Those were the scenes that made me cry, and you were my favorite. Like literally the first time I saw this movie at New York City Comic Con.
Much.
Dude, no, thank you. Like I literally was I was jealous when I found out that there was going to be a podcast character.
Yeah, we were mad at you. Yeah. What the hell, man?
And then
sorry. I represent you guys.
Yeah, you should apologize.
You're representative.
Yeah,
it is. Hold on.
You're awesome,
I do want to say the fact that you are so passionate about your podcast in the movie, and it's just like your existence, and you're just like, I like that you're always on. Like you've got the equipment, you've got the boom mic, you're walking into the house, and you know, what do you say? I'm adding color. It's just a really funny way to approach the character. By the way, New York City Comic Con, that was the night before was the first time you saw the movie, right?
Correct.
Okay, so take us back to that. Take us back to that first screening, all this anticipation. Obviously, when you film a movie, when you finally see the finished product, it's much different, right? Like you can't, like, I can't imagine. Does it feel out of body? Does it feel surreal? Like, what's that like?
You know, it was weird. Some of the scenes, I don't remember myself acting like that. Like, I don't remember me performing that way. So I was like, I don't remember doing that. Like,
yeah.
So it's a little weird.
You're like calling Jason, like, did you digitally alter me? Is that like
Jason's like, hey, while you're touching up that Egon, go ahead and change Logan's.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, it's hard to hear yourself talk sometimes in like recordings, stuff like that. It's even worse when your voice is like really high. So I had a little issue at first with that. I had to get used to it. I was talking like this.
Right. Yeah.
My Lord, how did I sound like that?
Right.
Yeah, but you know, it came out so much better than I ever thought it would. And you know, actually at Comic-Con was even better, having like thousands of people yelling.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So
we were in the front row at Comic-Con, and that was the big surprise screening. Although I think all three of us kind of had a feeling.
Surprise screening.
It was a surprise, but we didn't know. We weren't tipped off, but the way things were moving, they had showed it at CinemaCon. We kind of were like, this might be happening. Let's make sure we're at Comic-Con. And you and the entire cast, you know, when you did the panel beforehand, were just so funny and so charming that like I kind of forgot that a screening was even a possibility, and I was just like, I'm just having the time of my life. Obviously, you guys have been separated for a long time, and you're kind of having your own little reunion. But when you watch the movie the night before, and then you're about to show it to 3,000 people who are there because they're hardcore like Ghostbusters fans or hardcore you know, nerds or whatever. I mean, was your heart like beating through your chest or
yeah. I was standing on stage, and butterflies were just all around. And I think I made a joke there where Jason was talking about how he planted like a cornfield.
I remember this joke.
And I said, so you planted a head. And I was that could have gone so bad. It could have
bombed,
crushed, killed.
Go for it, wing it.
You killed it. You should have just grabbed the mic and did 10 minutes of stand up right there. Just
Yeah. Honestly, I wanted to mention that I feel like your character, after watching Afterlife and with the first viewing, you very much captured the spirit of Ray Stantz, kind of the Dan Aykroyd, like that. Like, not just like you believe in things and you're happy to believe in the unknown. And literally there's a moment where you and Phoebe are chasing Muncher, and your face is like, you kind of like really take him on for a moment. It's really, really.
Oh, you know, it's in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wanted to ask, thank you for bringing this up. When Phoebe looks back at you and you give the head shake, that feels like that's very reminiscent of a Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd moment. So you know, are you being directed to do that, or is that in the script that you shake your head, or?
You know, that one was. So
okay.
Jason told us, you know, he wanted us to do some stuff, but in other parts of the movie, he actually gave us a lot of freedom. whenever I take a picture and I pull it out and I go, you know, some of that, you know, we would give him ideas and he would either he would put them in just what he wanted, and he would either kind of twist them around a little bit, or he would, you know, just kind of find a different idea that he would follow with us as well. And I think that's really what made this movie altogether, having all of our inputs in there to really bring out our characters and the comedy, especially. I think Bill didn't need any direction. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, Bill Murray knew what was going on. Yeah, that's good. That's good to
probably
hear.
Can't direct. You just can't direct Bill.
He's so good.
But that's a sign of, like, you know, a good director, you know, who's willing to come in and like collaborate and let the actors and the writing all kind of work together instead of like dictating exactly what you know, letting you guys play around and everything. That's
such a cool experience for your first movie, to be that like family collaborative, like you said, Jake, experience. It's very cool. I imagine.
I'm so happy that just everybody there was amazing. And you know, Ben Eady, I think you guys talked to him before. Our props guy. Yeah,
we're actually going to have him on the podcast.
Right.
Okay. He's joining us tomorrow. He got bumped for you, man. We said Ben. Ben, you're great, but you know you're not in the movie. No, I'm just kidding. None of that happened. Ben's amazing. We're going to be talking to him tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, so the ecto goggles, I would have to like put them on my head, and my hair sometimes didn't hold them up.
Okay.
There was like, we dropped them maybe 80 times. They've always, So you might see me in the movie doing either this, holding them, because they would always fall.
Yeah.
I know there's one part where I'm walking in and the door shuts immediately. And I'm like, oh my, I hate the whole because they fell off the other cake.
That's so funny. That's great.
Yeah, the whole thing to maintain.
Ben was just amazing. He always fixed everything for me.
He's we've gotten to know him, and he's seriously the nicest person in the world.
Super nice.
I love it. And extremely talented. I mean, you know, the level of technical, you know, prowess that goes into making these props. And also, like, we've all done, you know, we all own proton packs. We know the drill. This stuff breaks every 3 seconds. Like, you're constantly fixing something. By the way, do you have a proton pack at home?
I do not. Neutrona wand, the Egon Spengler's Neutrona wand. This to me, the ghost trap here.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Look at that.
So, okay.
Beautiful.
I thought it was pretty cool.
No, that's sick.
So
yeah, we got like a stand. Yeah. I got to get my hands on one of those. I'm going to have to bribe somebody. No, but Logan, seriously, we got to get you a proton pack, man. We really do. We got to
say no.
We got to figure this out. We're going to, you know, forget the Hasbro proton pack. The new hashtag is get Logan Kim his own pack, because I was bummed. You didn't really get to wear the pack in the movie. I'm sure you wore it around on set. Did you file any complaints against Sony or Montecito or Ghost Corps about this?
I'm going to sue them next year probably about this matter. It was extremely disrespectful to have them not let me wear the proton pack.
I agree. Hey, when they cover you, I know we're jumping all over the place, but I think that's fine. By the way, spoilers. We should have said that at the beginning.
We put out 5 episodes last week that
about this movie.
All are deep dives. I think we can get rid of the spoiler.
We talked to Jason, and he was willing to do spoilers. So at that point, it's fair game, I think.
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie, you're PKE tasing all the mini puffs, which is insane, because then Dan Aykroyd, Ray, comes up to you and tells you that you single-handedly defeated a manifestation of Gozer. And I think that's a low-key, really funny line, because you were like literally in the ecto destroying mini puffs. But maybe he's talking about the mini puffs. Maybe those are also a secondary manifestation of Gozer. Let's not.
I think that's been general consensus.
Too in the weeds on that. Now the original, they used shaving cream. What did they cover you with this marshmallow?
So it was a mix of like this marshmallowy substance with like cornstarch in it or whatever, and it would like kind of become jello almost. And it was like an hour-long process, and they would glue some to my face all around, and then the ecto goggles were not like actually there. It was just like they were, but it was kind of like a separate prop that was covered in the goop. So it was just the tips hanging out. You could see.
Okay, right.
They would just put other shaving cream on me to like just to add to the effect. It was the suit was really moist, not very comfortable.
Yeah, look, yeah.
I will say, whenever I was like tasering the mini puffs, and I was in the back of the car, that scene was so fun. I just got to like go into like anywhere and just kind of yell. I lost my after that scene. I screamed.
Your voice out.
Oh yeah. They like flung marshmallow at me. One just got in my eye, but I kept It was a lot of
so
fun.
Funny. That's, I mean, the whole, let's get into it. The whole third act of the movie is insane. Like there's so much going on, and then you've got Gozer coming back, and you've got these really great scenes. The scene where McKenna Grace is distracting Gozer and you're controlling the RTV to try to trap one of the terror dogs is really fun. And then you have this whole chase scene coming back to the farm, and then the original guys showing up. So how much of the like, how long are you filming those sequences? Is that a big chunk of time in the process, or kind of compared to other stuff? Because like I know Jason's talked about the chase scene kind of took a lot of shooting throughout, right. The whole time. But yeah.
Well, as you said, the chase scene, there was we were on like a hydraulic press in the car. It was blue screen around us, and so we were getting like jerked around. It was awesome, like because I've never been anything like that. So I was being flung around. It was
it's like going to space camp.
It was awesome. Yeah. And I remember for the when McKenna was telling the jokes, she actually just like she was just gathering a bunch of jokes she could find, and she was writing them all down. And then Jason just allowed her to just say a bunch. She said so many, and it was really funny every time. And so they cut together what they really
worked.
I'm so glad the one in there, because that one just went so
funny. It's the best.
Yeah, but the thing she does is very funny.
Yeah, she's right. She's got like, there's a lot of like pizzazz. There's different ways to distract Gozer, as we see, because the scene at the end where the original guys are there and Bill Murray is trying to distract Gozer is, to me, like an all-time great Ghostbusters scene. So when you guys had been filming for several months before the original cast was kind of on set, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So, well, how does that change the dynamic? Is it a little bit more tense? Is it a little bit more stressful with when the OGs show up? Do they meld in? And is there good chemistry, or does it take a while?
Oh, it was great from the start. Everybody was super nice. I remember, seeing Ernie, and he was just so nice. Have you guys met Ernie before?
Yeah. He's great.
Jake's had dinner with him.
I love Ernie.
Yes.
And then I think I remember meeting Dan next. It was so cool to see just Dan in front of me. I've watched him since I was so small. And Bill was just cracking jokes, man. He does not run out of ideas. The man is just a genius with jokes. So everybody just like they all had good chemistry together. It was so cool to see them. It was like a mini acting class. Whenever I was sitting back and I was watching Bill just deliver his comedy lines, I was like, "Wow, I want to be like that someday."
Hell yeah!
Well, you posted a picture with Bill Murray the other day on Instagram, and I was wondering what it was like for Bill Murray to be in the presence of a comedy legend. That's what I thought.
I don't know about that.
I like it.
I mean, I think it's really cool, man, because I think you have a very bright comedic future, and probably a bright dramatic future. Does it interest you to go into more dramatic kind of roles? Like, do you want to do theater? Like, I need to know your plan. No, you don't have to tell me the whole plan, but
film, I think that's what I want to stick to. What I want to do when I get older is like a John Wick film. I love John Wick, so something like that. Action films. Mission Impossible, kind of stuff like that. I love that stuff. So anything on that kind of side, and then comedy things. I just love fun ideas. Like Groundhog Day was such a great idea. It was executed super well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an all-time favorite like action movie or all-time favorite movie?
Oh, Terminator 2.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
We love Terminator.
I did a John Connor costume. Okay, cool.
One is right behind.
Okay.
One is right behind. What did you think?
And then the rest don't exist, right?
Yeah, just ignore all the other Terminator movies.
There's more?
Oh, and they're confusing. Yes, there's more.
Oh man, nobody wants the Logan Kim joins YHS to talk about Terminator Genesis podcast.
Stay away. Keep watching Blues Brothers.
But Terminator 2 it's a classic. Like that's one of those movies. I saw that in theaters. I was 6 years old with my younger brother who was 3.5. And then I'm like, even at 6, I'm looking at my dad like, we probably shouldn't be here. But
that's one of those movies that I feel like it translates to both kids and adults watching, which kind of like Afterlife does. Like you've got John Connor as a main character that is a kid, but like is capable of doing so much more. He's so badass.
Believable,
Believable.
Yeah, you take him seriously.
And funny.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
What year did Terminator 2 come out?
1907. No, I'm just kidding. 1991.
Okay.
Came out. Yeah.
If you said 84, I was gonna lose it.
No,
dude.
Wait, no, never mind. You just said you had to go back. Never mind.
I think James Cameron
Everything came out in 1984, though.
The first Terminator came out in 84, and Gremlins came out in 84. And
everything came out. I just searched up like 84, and I was just looking through the list. It was crazy.
It's so different.
It was a good time.
Good time.
Jake,
I was not born in 84, but yes.
Tell us the tale of how
we started our podcast to talk about those movies. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, I wonder if you were given any kind of like, whenever we're watching Afterlife, there's a lot of things that kind of hit us where we're like, oh, this kind of feels like E.T., this over here feels like Gremlins, this feels like, were you given any kind of like homework? Were you told like, hey, maybe check out this, and this before, or
it sounds like maybe you were already watching
not really.
Yeah, it sounds like you probably already saw most of it, but
I did see them, so I was just kind of thinking through. I really liked Goonies, and so I kind of want to get that mystery feel, and then the comedy feel as well. So it was just a mix of everything, really. I love spooky movies, the mysterious kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So were you a Stranger Things fan before working with Finn?
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember watching Stranger Things the first time I came out. My dad showed me. I was like, huh, she's pretty cool. And then watched the whole show in like 2 days. So
I love it. That's so awesome.
First time I met Finn, he actually sat down and we played Uno. So that was pretty interesting.
Who won?
Who won?
That is interesting. That doesn't sound like anything. Where do you even get Uno? The store?
I used to play Uno.
Probably a store.
It's a good way to pass the
my
time.
mom just had it in her purse or something.
That's why I played it. My mom would have it in her purse.
you kids get to know each other, sit down and play a game of Uno.
Play some Uno.
Ghostbusters Uno, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's great.
Hey, Logan, we got a few more minutes. I want to ask you about this. Early on, everything was secretive early on, right?
Oh yeah, very.
The famous picture of you guys all eating ice cream came out, and then I don't know who posted it, but it definitely caused a stir. But that's fine. It's all in the past.
Showed that there was chemistry on set with all y'all before things really got rolling.
And ice cream, which is awesome.
and ice cream. Yeah.
So I posted that.
That was you. Okay, sorry.
I was not supposed to. So but it's okay. It all worked out in the end.
Yeah, it's the biggest movie.
That's what we would do.
That
just
photo,
to let you know.
so it's out there still.
Yeah, it's out there.
Look.
But there was this when you were first becoming friends with McKenna Grace. I remember you guys were posting like Instagram stories, and I don't know why this is stuck in my head for 3 years, but the two of you, I believe, watched Step Brothers together. Is this true?
Yes.
Okay.
Celeste was there as well. We all watched.
Okay, so you all watched Step Brothers together. Now, was that your first time? That also feels like a movie that there's a lot going on in that movie, and you're only
so much. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, do you appreciate that? Are you a Will Ferrell fan, or is that just what you guys picked that day? Like, how does that come about?
Man, I just watched it that day, and I've never watched that movie before. So
okay, gotcha.
I had a really great time watching that movie. It was really funny.
It's crazy. It's a good.
It was a crazy movie, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
The wife of that one guy,
She's funny.
Yeah. It's Catherine Hahn. Yeah.
From Agatha all along.
Agatha from
she's got a couple. She's got a couple. Are you the
WandaVision
moments?
Yeah, a lot of Keymaster moments.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Oh, should we talk? We got to talk about this scene. I know. Jake, do you want to set this up, because like the Callie scene, when I mean, how do you
when she's possessed?
Yeah, when Callie's possessed. To me, this is the funniest moment in the movie, like hands down. And when she grabs your head and asks you if you're the Keymaster, this is acting 101. You're acting with Carrie Coon, who's like an incredible actor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you even approach that scene? Or is it just, it happens so quick, you just are in the moment? Like,
yeah, I read the script and it said like something along the lines of Callie gets a little humpy or something.
It says that, right?
I was like, what is that? So I was a little freaked out at first.
Yeah. I would
I thought it was gonna, be like getting my hair, kissing my or something. I was like, I don't know. Anyway, Carrie's super nice. She's so funny.
She's great. She's great.
It was hard to be like just acting with Carrie because we're always just like talking with her normally. So just seeing her in like the Keymaster moment, and she's all dog-like, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think it was helpful with everybody around me kind of freaking out at the same time.
Right.
I think you stole that moment in that scene.
You stole it.
You're just like, I don't know. It's very funny.
So Logan, before we wrap up, I got to ask you this. What if Ghostbuster, like what is, do you have a fandom? Is there something that do you have like a number one interest, whether it's like gaming, or are you into toys? Are you into Legos? Or is there a movie franchise? Like what is, because for us, it's Ghostbusters and also toy collecting and DVD collecting and Star Wars Episode 1 collecting, as you can see.
I have it's all Darth Maul.
Just gonna show it. She just shows off. Turns into a show and so.
Used to have a lightsaber, but somewhere I can't find it.
Yeah, they're behind me.
Yeah,
I have my own lightsaber actually in the other room.
Oh, nice. Galaxy's Edge. Very cool.
I can't remember the exact website, but I got it somewhere.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Well, you need a proton pack to put next to that.
Yeah,
I think I do.
Do you have like a number one fandom or something that is like your hobby?
Oh man, I got multiple. I like gaming a lot. I like doing that. I've been learning some 3D kind of stuff on a thing called Blender. So I kind of just mess around with that. I've done some Photoshop stuff. I like anime, so there's that. If you couldn't tell already.
Yeah,
I love it.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not a big anime fan, but
I enjoy it. I like me.
We've got friends.
Yeah.
We'll have John on.
We dabble.
Oh yeah, we have someone who's obsessed. You can talk to.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Basically all comedy movies. So
movies.
You said comedy, comedian, stand up.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Well, this is great. Well, we appreciate you hanging out.
Of course.
But before we go, we have to. We're not going to put you on the spot, but what do you think about the future of the franchise? You think there's more stories to be told with these characters?
And I hope it takes off. I hope we can do more and expand it even more than it already has been. I really love podcasts, and if they do make another one, I hope like my character, you can like really see him and how he grows up, and the relationship between Phoebe and podcast are even closer than before, and they're like huge best friends, and it'd be awesome. But
I think that
see what the future holds.
Jake, what do you think about this animated series, Just the Adventures of Podcast in Somerville? It sells itself, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Make it like Star Wars Visions.
I want to hear those. I want to hear that 46th episode.
Yeah, the 46th episode comes in here. Yeah.
I want to see you.
I'd like to learn his name.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Do you know podcast name?
I do. I'm not going to disclose that information. It was originally in the script, and I was going to say it, and then Jason was like, "What if we took that out?" So that is actually a great idea, and he wanted more mystery behind podcast.
Okay.
I see his parents, so who picks him up from jail? I mean, man, you don't know parents.
I like. That grounds the movie, honestly. It's so funny.
For a minute, I was wondering if we were going to get to the movie, and they were just like, he's never even been here. It's just McKenna Grace. It's just Phoebe's imagination the whole time. It's just
that would be a great
Fight Club.
Like Fight Club.
Yeah, it's like Fight Club.
Yeah, that's really funny.
His podcast. Yeah.
Logan, have you seen Fight Club?
I have not seen Fight Club.
That might be.
Maybe
that might
wait
be
a
on.
couple years.
Oh yeah, you might wait.
You're
on
going to
that.
get us in trouble, Craig.
Yeah.
Don't.
Sorry.
I've seen worse probably. So
Probably, but don't put on Fight Club and say
Quentin
why
Tarantino.
told me to
Don't
watch
tell your
I love
parents.
You see
"Hey, they told me to
Tarantino?
watch Fight Club.
You're saying that that you like Quentin Tarantino movies, and I'm saying those are way better and more violent than Fight Club. And
Oh, that's
the
true.
book written by Chuck Palahniuk. I can't remember the director.
I could probably do it then.
Yeah.
So Logan, you have seen some Tarantino.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I was meaning to watch Kill Bill, but I never got.
Oh, you got to watch Kill Bill.
Although,
Watch that. Yeah.
I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I
Oh,
love that movie. So
did you like it?
Yeah, Jason invited like a lot of people actually, and we got to just watch it. And like I can't remember. I think it was in Canada. I could be wrong, but I think it was then in Canada, and we got to watch it.
That's amazing.
And I was like, "What? Okay."
That's kind of cool. That's very cool, actually.
Sounds
Head
like a
bashing
good time, yeah.
part was my favorite.
Yes.
The flamethrower. That was just
Mine.
Yeah, flame.
Oh.
Is that
Right.
is that the only Tarantino you've seen?
I think I've seen one more, but I can't remember exactly.
No, you're fine.
If that is, you're in for it. If you're
But
going
I-
to get going.
For a
I
treat.
know I've heard all about him, so
Yeah.
Yeah. What we'll do, we'll forward a list directly to you. And don't worry about showing your parents. And you could just watch all these great films
great.
and don't tell anybody we recommended them. It'll be great.
Mommy didn't hear that.
Jake's putting Midsummer on the list.
Leprechaun 4.
Now, have you at least seen? There's a big Child's Play scene in the movie. Have you watched the original Child's Play?
Not. I have actually not. I've seen reviews, like people that go through the movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I haven't seen the actual movie, just like
gotcha.
no.
Mhm.
Cool.
Wow.
Well, it's very exciting. I wish I was at a time in my life where there was this wealth of films that I still haven't been exposed to. That would be very exciting. Unfortunately, when you get to our age, it's I've seen it all. I don't know what I'm saying at this point.
It's like not for me.
Craig's
Yeah,
delirious.
I've
yeah.
lost my mind. Logan, is there anything else you want to say, plug, get off your chest before we let you go?
Go watch Ghostbusters Afterlife in theaters now, because if you don't, you're missing out.
That is very
Say
true.
that,
true.
by the way. So.
Yeah.
No, well, here's the thing: the movie's incredible and it's so special, and we're going to see it as much as possible while it's in theaters. And then I really hope there's some really great DVD extras, deleted scenes, things like
Deleted
that.
scenes. There are some deleted scenes. I wish they were in there, but they couldn't be. But if they do release it, you're gonna love the movie like even more than how good it already is. So
Okay, yeah. I
Good.
mean, we've heard some stuff through the grapevine that there's definitely some stuff that for various reasons didn't make it. That's pretty great. And then what's next for you now that the pandemic is ending? Not really, but kind of. But do you have? Are you actively seeking work, auditioning, going out for roles?
yeah, well, I got a couple things in the works, so you guys will just have to wait and see.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
Well, listen, if you ever want to launch an actual podcast, we'll host it on our network, and you can just talk about anime and Jackie Chan and
Actually, I got
Quentin Tarantino and all the
Absolutely.
stuff you love.
Sounds
And
good.
Yeah.
well, down the road, we'll catch up and see how you're doing.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
Logan.
man.
Thanks for talking to us. We
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And congratulations on all the success, man.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a
Tell
good
your
one.
parents hi.
Oh, yeah. Tell your parents we
Bye.
said
They said hi. Mom, come here.